Hello, everyone. Scott Zambelli here with Team Titans of Real Estate, based out of Realty Executive's hometown in Shelby Township, Michigan. Jill and I, we service most of Southeast Michigan area, but we can go all around Michigan, actually. And if you happen to be out of state watching this and you need a realtor for out of state purchases, give us a call, because we have a great network of people we work with, and we can refer you to an amazing realtor who will fit, who specializes in the search criteria that you have. So we're here to help you in all your real estate needs. Give us a call, 586-232-5144, or go to our website, teamtitansofrealestate.com. One of the things I want to talk to you guys about, because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and it's amazing how close it is. It's I can't believe it's already the end of 2021. In some ways, I don't even feel like I don't even feel like we've ended 2020 yet. So it's very interesting. But let's get this graphic up on the screen here. Let's see, where's my file here? Here we go. I'm going to pull up our Thanksgiving graphic. But one of the things I like to post every year is this graphic or this post regarding the origins of Thanksgiving. So oftentimes it's just honestly misrepresented to all of us and taught incorrectly. And through much research, there we go. There's our Happy Thanksgiving little thing there. Through much research and different things, I've been able to compile a history of what Thanksgiving actually is. So I wanted to just share that with you guys since Thanksgiving's coming up. Usually I post it on Thanksgiving Day, but honestly, a lot of people are just busy on Thanksgiving with friends and family, watching football, those kind of things. So I thought I'd share it verbally with all of you. So regarding Thanksgiving, most people are taught or believe that back in 1621, when the Pilgrims came over to America in 1621, they wanted to give thanks to all the Indians who helped them, taught them how to farm in this area and grow food. And so as a way of showing thanks, they held this feast and invited all the Indians and shared. However, that's not even close to what the origins of Thanksgiving is. Thanksgiving is not just an American holiday. It actually began much sooner. It actually began as a purely Christian holiday to give thanks to God and Jesus Christ. That's where the origins are. So I wanted to go back and give a little history here. So often when we're in school learning, they teach the first Thanksgiving. There's that famous illustration that we always see of them presenting the food to the Indians, and they'll teach how the first Thanksgiving was 1621, but it was not. The actual first Thanksgiving in America, on this side of the hemisphere, actually in America. It wasn't America at the time, but anyways, it was 1541 in the Palo Duro Canyon, which is in Texas, when a Spanish explorer Francisco Vasquez de Coronado arrived with an expedition of 1,500 men. So they were explorers. They came over, they were searching, they were coming up through Texas. And in 1541, they had the first official observance of Thanksgiving in our country, 1541. But that wasn't the first Thanksgiving globally. It actually goes farther back. And this is what a lot of people don't know is over in Europe, it can be traced all the way back to King Henry VIII during the English Reformation period. So you got to go back to the history and how Thanksgiving was created. Prior to 1536, the Catholic Church had 95 holidays on the calendar per year. This is in addition to those 95 holidays. In addition to that, you also had 52 Sundays in the year. Now, because of the way the church operated back then, during Sundays, you weren't allowed to operate business, and during holidays, you weren't allowed to. You had to shut down. Okay. So when you combine those two, you're looking at 150 days a year, people weren't allowed to operate businesses. So it was hurting the economy, and people were struggling on that. So Henry VIII wanted to reduce the total number of holidays from 95 holidays down to 27, so that commerce could open up and business could do, so the economy could move, because it was stifling. You can't have half the year nobody working. So he wanted to eliminate almost, 68 holidays from the calendar. So what they did is they created a special holiday called Thanksgiving that was kind of taking all of those 68 holidays that were moved from the calendar. They combined them into one day that they called Thanksgiving so that people could have a single day to focus on prayer and fasting. Okay, so that's where that concept came from. And that goes back to 1536 there. Okay. So when the explorers came over, they brought that tradition with them as they were exploring. When the pilgrims came over back in 1621, it wasn't that they were giving thanks to the Indians. They were celebrating Thanksgiving as a way to thank Christ for all their blessings. And they invited the Indians to this dinner so that they could share their faith with them. Okay. So that's how the first Thanksgiving in 1621, which wasn't the first, but that's how that occurred. It wasn't given thanks to the Indians. It was given thanks to God. Now, on a historical account, how did Thanksgiving become a national holiday in our country? That's also an interesting journey. So September 28th, 1789, just before leaving for recess, the first federal Congress passed a resolution asking the President of the United States to recommend a national day of prayer, of Thanksgiving, to continue their past traditions of observing this holiday. So they brought this over from Europe, and they decided in 1789 they wanted to somehow make this a nationally observed event so that these traditions wouldn't be lost. So a few days later, after the recommendation, President George Washington issued a proclamation naming Thursday, November 26, 1789, as a day of public Thanksgiving. This was the first time Thanksgiving was celebrated under the new Constitution. So subsequent presidents after that, they would do these Thanksgiving proclamations, but the dates and even the months of the celebrations varied. It wasn't until President Abraham Lincoln in 1863, he gave his proclamation of Thanksgiving. It wasn't until then that it was regularly commemorated each year on the last Thursday of November. Okay, so traditionally the country observed it the last Thursday of November, but it was through these presidential proclamations that they were doing it. However, in 1939, something happened once again economically that caused a change in how it's observed. 1939, the last Thursday in November fell on the last day of the month. So what happened is, as we all know, Christmas even though it's a very Christian holiday, has become a very commercialized holiday. And a lot of businesses focused all of their profits and everything are all centered around how much sales they do during that period between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, this was true even back in 1939. And in 1939, because it fell on the last Thursday of November fell on the last day of November, that shortened the Christmas buying season by a whole week. And that was going to give some problems, especially since they were in the process of an economic recovery at this time. So President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued a presidential proclamation moving Thanksgiving to the second to last Thursday of November. So no longer was it going to be the last, it was going to be second to last. As a result, though, 32 of the states issued similar proclamations moving it up to the second to last Thursday. But 16 states did not want to change, and they wanted to keep it at the last Thursday. So for 2 years, Thanksgiving was celebrated in 2 different weeks across our country. Okay. So to end the confusion, Congress, they decided in 1941 to come together and vote on it and set a fixed date for the holiday. So there was a lot of arguments back and forth. Should it be the last Thursday? Should it be the second to last Thursday? Okay. So the way they handled it, October 6th, 1941, the House passed a joint resolution declaring the last Thursday in November to be the legal Thanksgiving Day. Okay. However, the Senate, they put an amendment to it. They amended the resolution to establish it as the fourth Thursday of November. So this would account for it whenever there was 4 Thursdays in a month, it would be the last Thursday of the month. But if there was 5 Thursdays in a month, which sometimes happens, it would be the second to last. So by doing the count from the beginning of the month and proclaim it the 4th Thursday of a month versus the last or second to last of the month, they amended it to that, and it got passed on December 26th. President Roosevelt signed it on December 26, 1941, thus making the 4th Thursday of November the official Thanksgiving holiday for the United States of America. So there you have it, as who you say, and now you know the rest of the story. So there you have it. That is the traditions of Thanksgiving, the origins. It goes back. It started off as this Christian holiday that combined those 68 holidays that were removed. They created a single day of prayer fasting of Thanksgiving. When the Pilgrims came over, they brought that tradition of Thanksgiving over to them. They shared their Thanksgiving dinner with the Indians to help spread their own faith. And then from there, it slowly evolved through the Congress and everything else to become the holiday we know it as today. So anyways, there you have it, the official origins of Thanksgiving. I'll be posting my regular post this Thanksgiving again, but in case you don't see it, you now have the audio version here of me explaining it. So I hope you enjoyed that. A lot of people, it's just become a lot of holidays kind of become just about gatherings, having, Memorial Day, it's about getting together and having a cookout. People kind of forget to remember the things they're supposed to. Same here. So just remember this Thanksgiving, it's nice to have the family together, count your blessings, all that, be thankful for what you have, but also give thanks to Jesus Christ for what he gave for you. That's at the end of the day what Thanksgiving is about. So there you have it. As always, we are here for all your real estate needs. Give us a call, 586-232-5144. That's our Team Titans hotline. You'll get either Jill Webler or myself. And if you know anybody, we love referrals. If you know anybody who's thinking about buying or selling, they need real estate advice, whatever, we want to be your realtor of choice. So give us a call. Scott Zambelli, Jill Webler. Have a wonderfully blessed day, everyone. Take care.